And it turns out that there's something that Prince Noel wanted to talk to Nivia about anyway. So he's kind of glad that they have the chance to have a little conversation now. Hi everybody, this is Lady Sweetheart and welcome back to the Disney Princess Challenge. So as you can probably tell from what we see on the screen here, Nivia has actually gone into labor and she is not loving life right now. Prince Noel is actually here somewhere. He may still be upstairs. Yeah, he is. It looks like little Cynda went to go talk to her dad. She just loves her dad so much. But I think we should just go ahead and have Nivia have this final baby. I am so happy that we just have one more and we don't have to deal with twins anymore. That part is going to be the best. So what I was thinking is by the end of the episode, I would like to go ahead and age up Cynda. She is actually already a 5-star toddler, and the same with Blair. I would like to age up Cynda and Blair before the end of the episode. But I did say once Nivia has this baby and we can age them up to a toddler, I do want to play like one sim day of having 7 toddlers, just because I feel like the idea behind this challenge is that you're supposed to do that at least a little bit. So I will wait to age them up until that happens. Okay, so it's a girl. So I am going to look at the name suggestions that you all left because I got some really good name suggestions from all of you. So one of the name suggestions that I got for the sleepy dwarf that I really liked was Serena, just because it means tranquil and calm, and I feel like that's appropriate for a sleepy dwarf. We can't fit the last quotation mark, but I feel like that's fine. Okay, so we should have a Serena sleepy. And yes, we are playing with an 8-sim household now. However, Origin, that's not something new, seeing as I do the 100 baby challenge. I feel like Origin trips out sometimes. Okay, I appreciate that you want to give little Grumpy some love, but obviously little Serena Sleepy needs something. So I know she's hungry. They always come out hungry. You might as well get started on your relationship with her also, because the sooner we get Nivia to be good friends with Serena, the sooner we will be able to age her up to a toddler. Oh my goodness, is Prince Noel reading to one of the toddlers? He's reading to Cynda, who still has her little chef hat on from the play stove. How adorable is this? I love that little Cynda, who's our heir, is going to become a daddy's girl. I feel like in the context of the story, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because if you're familiar with Cinderella, you probably already know, but her evil stepmother, Lady Tremaine, is a pretty big part of her story. So I feel like it's good that we're having Cynda get close with her dad. I know little Serena Sleepy wants to sleep, but I really want Nivia to work on her relationship with her. So unfortunately, little Sleepy, you're going to be getting disturbed because I really want Nivia to become good friends with you so that we can age you up and see what you look like. I know this is kind of going back on what I had decided before, but I think what I'm going to do, and it actually is more than what the challenge requires you to do, but I was thinking what I would do is get every toddler to the 5-star toddler level, basically maxing out all of their skills before I age up any of the toddlers. I just feel like that's a little bit more challenging than just having them age up and get an A in school. So I'm going to plan to do that. I'm actually probably going to try to do more than one of the requirements. So basically, I'm probably going to have them all be 5-star toddlers and get A's in school. We're going to go above and beyond in this challenge is basically what I'm saying. All right, you still need to do more with your daughter. Ooh, she needs a diaper change. Doc reached thinking level 5, which is awesome because he's Doc. He should be high in his thinking skill. The animations that Panda Sama came up with for the xylophone and basically everything that they create for toddlers is just so stinking adorable. Prince Noel is leaving, which is fine. He has actually, I meant to say this, I did play a day or two off camera because I wanted to start with Nivia going into labor with the new baby. And Prince Noel, I'm not even kidding, every morning Prince Noel called and said, hey, can I come and hang out today? And he basically came and stayed all day.
2 hours later.
There we go. Serena Sleepy just became good friends with Nivia, so that means we can go ahead and age up Serena Sleepy. I know, Nivia, I will let you use the bathroom after this. I sound so cold-hearted. Fastest age up ever. But, you know why? It's because we only had one this time. We didn't have to deal with 2 babies. We didn't have to deal with twins. Oh, and we said we were, I'm so used to baby challenge. I just finished recording 100 baby a couple days ago, and I'm so used to having to randomize. I was about to do that, but we decided Sleepy was going to be our angelic toddler because a toddler is never more angelic than when they're sleeping, am I right? Oh, and now Prince Noel is asking her on a date. He spent the whole day here. And now he wants to go on a date with Nivia. But Prince Noel, honey, you should know that Nivia has her hands full right now. She has 7 toddlers that she is taking care of. The answer is going to be no thanks. But I mean, hey, if you want to come back over here and help us some more, that would be great. We wouldn't turn it down. Okay, so here is a little Serena Sleepy. Let's take off all of her stuff. Okay, yeah, she is going to be cute. And she took after Nivia both with her hair and her eye color. I can tell that her skin tone is a little darker than Nivia's, which makes sense because Prince Noel has quite a bit darker skin than Nivia. So I'm super happy that we finally got a little brown-eyed girl here. All right, so you know the drill. I'm going to do a little makeover on Serena. Well, not quite little. And then I will meet you back when I am finished. Okay, so I just finished making over Serena Sleepy, our final dwarf. Thank goodness. But you will see that I did choose like a darker blue for Serena's color just because I was thinking about her being sleepy, and I associate sleeping with nighttime and, you know, dark blue with nighttime. Hopefully you see the connection. And we hadn't given a darker blue to any of the other kids. Little Cynda has the light blue. And oh my goodness, how much does she look like Nivia right now? I feel like of all the kids, at least as a toddler, Serena looks the most like Nivia, which, you know, I'm kind of happy about because I feel like so many of the kids favor Prince Noel. So I'm glad that, you know, we finally got one that looks a lot like Nivia. Oh my goodness, how adorable is this party outfit? I actually gave her makeover the other day. Yesterday was my birthday. I didn't really get on the game much, but I did this makeover the day before I stopped recording. And so yeah, some of these outfits I kind of forgot that I gave her, so they're a little pleasant surprise. So anyway, that is Serena Sleepy. Hopefully you like the outfits that I gave her as well, and I will see you back in the game. All right, so we are back in a game from Cass. I did tell Nivia to take Serena downstairs, which she is not doing, so I guess I'm gonna have to tell her again. Nivia, I know you have to pee right now, but you're not pregnant anymore, so you should be able to hold it a little bit better. I just need you to get Serena downstairs. So it is Wednesday night in the game, so what I think I will do is, as I had said before, I do want there to be at least one sim day where all of the kids are toddlers at the same time, and then I will go ahead and age up little Cynda Sneezy and Blair Bashful tomorrow because they've already gotten everything done for their skills, so there's really no point in them continuing to be toddlers. And what can we have a little Serena do? She's doing pretty good, actually. So why don't you actually come over and play with this little xylophone here and get your thinking skill up. But yeah, as I was saying, there's nothing more for them to do. Also, I have it on a long lifespan in this save, so it looks like they have a lot more to go, but it's because it's on the long lifespan. So they're actually already 8 days old. Blair and Cynda are. So if we were playing on normal lifespan, it's only 7 days. So it is definitely time for them to age up. Plus, we've had them as toddlers for a few episodes, and I'm excited. I want to see what our heir looks like as a little girl. And actually, I was gonna see, I don't know how they're doing with their skills, but I was gonna see if maybe we could get Harper and Gavin there before the end of the episode too. I mean, Grumpy is actually, if you can believe it, Grumpy's actually doing better than Harper. Not by a lot, but by a little bit. So I think that if I do a little bit of grinding off camera, because let's face it, that's probably not interesting for you to watch, I think I could probably get them there. And Nivia, I'm probably going to need you, instead of trying to put Doc to bed, I think you do need to make some dinner for the family. So why don't you go ahead and make everyone some nice clam chowder, because I don't think I have shown all of you yet, but it is actually 100% winter in Granite Falls now. So this is what everything is looking like. I mean, it's beautiful. I honestly think Granite Falls is one of the most beautiful worlds in the game, even in winter. Okay, so it is actually the next day. Believe it or not, it is 3:30 in the afternoon already. I tell you, having all these toddlers, trying to get them up, trying to have them all use the potty, get them bathed like Nivia is doing right now. By the time you do all that, it takes a long time. But yeah, here is Devin on his skills. He's actually maxed out thinking and movement, which is awesome. But he's still at a level 2 for everything else. So yeah, sweetie, instead of working on your movement, why don't you come out and work on something else? Definitely imagination. You're pretty low on that. And I feel like of all the skills, that takes long. Like, it just seems like that's the one that my Sims often struggle with the most. And then I actually have Grumpy reading books because he is almost completely done with his skills. Harper also is almost done. She just has to work on her imagination. And then obviously we know that Blair and Cynda both are maxed out. And I will go ahead and age them up a little bit later. I see it is still snowing. Oh, that reminds me, off camera, somebody actually died early this morning in the game, behind our house. It was really weird. It did what it did in my 100 Baby LP, where the camera just zoomed over to them, and yeah, they froze to death. Yeah, Nivia, I do need you to make a birthday cake, and actually, I have lots of cool custom cakes in this little Granny's cookbook. So let's see. I did the pumpkin spice latte cake in my 100 Baby, so I'd like to do a different one. How about Black Forest? I mean, you guys are in the forest. So here we go, one of the only moments in this challenge where we've had all 7 toddlers sitting and eating their food at one time. I believe since it's almost 11 at night, once Cynda and Blair age up, they won't be able to go to school right away, which is good because they should have their skill that they need for school, but they won't have a chance to do their homework. So if they're home tomorrow, it will give them a chance to do that. So let's go ahead. Oh, it's not in the center. Well, and it looks like Cynda is done eating, and so is Blair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Blair start walking upstairs, and then I'm going to have Nivia help Cynda blow out the candles because Cynda is the oldest twin. So she needs to go first. Yeah, and the rest of you can definitely make your way to bed. I mean, it's 11:30 at night. Okay, they're all in the wrong beds. Harper's going to the right bed. Wait, no, she's not. All right, so it looks like Cynda is about to age up. We missed her blowing the candles out with the musical bed situation, but at least we get to see her actually age up. Oh, and look, the gray hair is back. Of course it is. Okay, so Cynda aged up, and of course she has twos and everything because she got like the 5-star toddler thing. So I have to think about what aspiration goes best with Cinderella. I'm kind of thinking social because Cinderella was very well liked by everyone who wasn't Lady Tremaine and her daughters. So I will make her social, and I'm going to look up. It does say that all of the dwarves have to have a negative trait, but it also, I think, specifies, maybe it doesn't specify what traits Cinderella has to have. I'm going to check that really quick. So I double checked, and it did say that Cinderella has to have the neat and the foodie traits, but I don't really classify either of those as negative per se. I guess neat can be if it gets taken to an extreme, but I feel like we still have to give her some kind of negative trait. So let's think about one that is appropriate for her personality. I think that's going to be hard because I feel like Cinderella is supposed to be, I don't want to say perfect, but pretty close. Maybe she could be a perfectionist. I mean, that's not all negative, but it kind of can be. Does make them take longer for things. Maybe, well, I was going to say maybe we'll make her squeamish, but that wouldn't make sense with her cleaning all the time. Lazy would definitely not make sense either. She's very upbeat, so I don't feel like gloomy is appropriate. We're going to give hot-headed to Gavin, but maybe lactose intolerant. It doesn't have anything to do with Cinderella, but I think that's really the only one that we can give her right now that won't clash with neat and foodie. So I guess you're just lactose intolerant. That's not going to be fun trying to pay attention to that in the house. No, Nivia, I do need you to put more birthday candles on, and then because we have to age up Belair as well. So I will switch these two beds out so that they can have a bed to sleep in. Let me make sure that they don't have school tomorrow. They don't. Oh, and it's Friday, so they have a long way until school. Okay, so Blair aged up. So Blair is bashful. I don't know that any of the aspirations really fit, but I will just go ahead and make her creative. And then for her negative trait, even though I don't see it as negative, I know a lot of people do, I am going to make her a loner because I feel like that makes sense. Oh, look, and more gray hair. Okay, so we are in Cass. So this is little Blair. Since she's the one that came up, we might as well just take a look at her really quick. And she is supposed to have black hair, which I will change, but that's sort of what she's going to look like. I mean, she's still a very pretty little girl. But let's also take a look at Cynda. Okay, so let's take all this off. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys, we are going to have an absolutely beautiful heir. I just know it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give Cynda and Blair their makeovers, and I will meet you back when I am finished. Okay, everyone, I am back with Cynda and Blair, and I just finished making them over, so of course we will start with our heir, Miss Cynda Sneezy. So here is Cynda up close. I am super excited about how she turned out because I think she is a beautiful little girl, and since she's our heir, she's going to be our Cinderella. She's going to be who we play with in the next generation. So I'm really glad that she came out as well as she did. But you will see I did give her a darker blonde shade of hair than what she had as a toddler. First of all, I feel like that's kind of realistic. As people grow up, a lot of times their hair gets a little bit darker, especially if they're blonde, but also because if you see pictures of Cinderella, she actually did have a darker blonde shade of hair. She's not really light blonde. And with her dad, Prince Noel, having the shade of hair he has a darker blonde hair as well. And so I just thought it was a little bit more realistic. So I will go through and show you all of her outfits. This one I love because it's so Cinderella. Like, I just feel like if you saw this, you would know, hey, this is Cinderella here. Hopefully you think so as well. But yeah, I stuck with the light blue for her because that has always been her color. And I also tried to keep in mind for most of the outfits that it is winter in the game right now. So that's why for this everyday outfit, I gave her a sweater and just something that looked like it would be pretty warm. So, yeah, that is Cynda, Sneezy. I hope you like what I did with her. But let's go ahead and move on to her twin, Miss Blair Bashful. So, you will see I actually did the whole twinsy thing where they basically wear the same outfits, but Blair wears it in pink and Cynda wears it in light blue. I just thought as they get older, like when they become teens, I'll differentiate their styles, but I just thought at this age, I could see them, especially since they're close, wanting to dress alike. And I feel like Blair, a little bit, kind of looks up to Cynda. So I could see Cynda being the one being like, okay, let's wear this, and Blair just kind of going along with it. And I did try to pinken her cheeks a little bit more, just like I did as a toddler, since she is bashful. But yeah, so I will go through her outfits. You will see they are pretty similar to Cynda's, only with pink instead of light blue. So hopefully you like the outfits that I gave them. I think they are both just beautiful, adorable little girls. And I will see you back in the game. Okay, so we are now back in the game, and what I did for Cynda and Blair is I just moved out their toddler beds and just replaced it with this bunk bed so that they could just sleep where they had slept before, but have the right size beds for them. And obviously, eventually, this will just be completely converted into a child room. So it's the next afternoon, and I have Cynda and Blair working on their homework because they didn't have school today from aging up so late. However, it is Friday, so they still have a few more days. But I thought, we might as well get their homework done now. Also, we are almost ready to age up Gavin and Harper. Grumpy has all of his skills done. Happy just needs to get her imagination up, so that is why Nivia is over here reading to Happy right now. I was hoping it would help her social a little bit too, her attention, but it doesn't seem like it is. Also, someone's calling Nivia. How much do you want to bet it's Prince Noel? No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, just say who? Yeah, definitely the wrong number, dude. I was surprised it wasn't Prince Noel because I'm not even kidding, like practically every day, on camera or off, he is always calling and wanting to come over and spend time with his kids. He is such a dear that way. Either that or he'll be calling and asking Nivia on a date, which of course we really haven't been able to do. Yes, she got her imagination to level 5. So that means we can age up her and Gavin as well. Interesting. So Prince Noel is asking Blair if he can come over. Of course you can, Prince Noel. Maybe he wanted to be here in time to see Happy and Grumpy age up. It was too late at night to see Cynda and Blair, so, he thought, hey, at least I can see some of them. I think he just likes spending as much time as possible here, if you want to know the truth. And after what we saw of Lady Tremaine, I can't say as I really blame him. In the meantime, Happy, sweetie, if you want to come and talk to this stuffed animal just so that your attention isn't so horrendous, I will certainly let you do that. Okay, so this is helping Happy, and it looks like Grumpy is just about to age up. So Grumpy aged up, and I do want to give him the hot-headed trait since he's grumpy. I feel like that makes sense. I'm also going to make him a rambunctious scamp, just because I feel like that goes best with the whole being angry a lot thing. Okay, so he is done. Obviously, he is not going to look like that. So Nivia, can you add some more birthday candles? And then you can help Happy blow the candles out. Serena Sleepy has fully developed her thinking skill. I think I had her on the xylophone. Yeah, I'm telling you, these Panda Sama toys are the best. But sweetie, I think you need a bath. I wonder if she could get Prince Noel to do that, since Nivia is a little tied up with aging up Grumpy and Happy. I do want to make sure, too, that I'm having Cynda do as much cleaning up as I can, because that's sort of the thing with Cinderella, is she's supposed to spend a lot of time as a little girl just cleaning up after her siblings. Okay, so Nivia is going to help Happy age up, and she's sad about something. about evilness. I guess there must be someone in the neighborhood who's evil anyway. So we do have to pick a negative trait for happy. I feel like cheerful is a good trait since she's happy, but we do have to give her a negative trait too. So I have to figure out a negative trait I can give her as a child that also won't conflict with cheerful, since that's what we're going to give her when she gets a little older. Like, obviously we can't make her gloomy. That wouldn't make sense. Why don't I make her squeamish? Because that would not interfere with being happy most of the time. And I know I also gave it to Cynda, but I think happy would also be quite social. All right. And she does have blonde hair, but it's got a little bit of a pink to it. So we will change that too. Okay. So this is little happy. Let's take all of her stuff off. And her eyebrows would obviously not be that dark. I feel like that's throwing me off a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of fix those really quick just so we can get a good, yeah, okay, yeah, Happy is super pretty. I feel like she could have been Cinderella with her looks too. And then let's go ahead and look at Gavin Grumpy. Okay, so let's take everything, all of the skin details off. He still has a little bit of a grumpy look, which I love that he retained some of that. But he did have more like of a dark brown color hair. So this would probably be a little bit more accurate with darker eyebrows. Oh my goodness, he is handsome. Gavin, why are you so grumpy? Look how handsome you are. And I can already tell he's going to have Prince Noel's little cleft chin, which I think is super cute. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give Grumpy and Happy their makeovers, and I will meet you back when I'm done. We are back with the makeovers of our Happy and our Grumpy dwarves completed. So let's start with Harper Happy. So this is Harper Happy up close. I think she is super adorable. And as you may remember from when she was a toddler, Harper's color is yellow because, you know, she's happy. So we had to give her the color yellow. So I'm just going to go through her outfit so you can see what I did for her. I am having so much fun with these makeovers. I can't even tell you. So that is Harper. And let's go to Gavin, our grumpy dwarf. And oh my goodness, I think that Gavin may be one of the handsomest child boys I have ever seen in my game. And I feel like that's saying a lot, but I just think that Gavin is such a handsome little boy, which makes me super excited to see what he's going to look like as a teen. But, you know, we're going to have a little control and let that be a surprise. Wait, did I give him the same shirt for his party and his everyday? I totally did. That's fine. I don't think we're ever going to see the party anyway, to be honest. So yeah, that is Happy and Grumpy. I hope you like the makeovers I gave them, and I will see you back in the game. We are back in game, and as you can see in the corner, it is about 10 o'clock at night. Prince Noel has basically stuck around all this time, but it does look like he is trying to leave. But I do want him to have a little conversation with Nivia, so I'm going to see if she can get him to stay a little bit longer. Nivia is taking the time to thank Prince Noel and let him know that she appreciates all the extra help that he has been giving around the house. And it turns out that there's something that Prince Noel wanted to talk to Nivia about anyway. So he's kind of glad that they have the chance to have a little conversation now. Prince Noel and Nivia are outside doing a little bit of stargazing in the beautiful snow. They decided to do it on the back porch, I guess because of the heavy snow. Maybe they were afraid to go out into the yard. I'm not really sure, but let's just imagine it's a pretty romantic scene here. And basically Prince Noel wants to know, you know, he has asked Nivia out on several dates and she always says no, she can't go on a date with him. And, you know, he's like, I get it, you know, you're busy with all these kids, but, you know, one of the reasons I want to ask you out is because I thought you could use a little break away from all of this. I mean, we have to remember in the Sims world, there's free daycare, right? Like, Sims can send their kids to daycare anytime and it doesn't cost a thing. And Nivia realizes she kind of has to come clean with Prince Noel about her situation. And she's like, look, there's a lot about me that I haven't really been honest about with you. Okay, the game is gonna like force me to deal with this. So Princess Nivia, after all this time, decides, the time is right to reveal to Noel who she actually is and to let him know she is actually a princess on the run. And, she's just telling him everything. She had this crazy stepmom who basically threatened death on her. And so when it comes down to it, she is afraid to be seen in public. She's telling Noel, I have no doubt that this lady is crazy enough. She would kill me. She is vicious. She is violent. Nivia is scared not only for herself, but for their kids as well. She will do anything to make sure that the evil stepmother, the evil queen, does not find her or her kids. So they have decided to come back inside where it's a little bit warmer and help each other warm up a little bit, apparently. And of course, at this point, Prince Noel is pretty concerned for Nivia and for their kids, but, he's telling her, he's glad that she came forth and told him about what her situation is. Prince Noel wants to make sure that not only is Nivia safe, but that their kids are safe too. And he feels like now he can kind of help with that, being a prince and everything. And he wants to reassure Nivia that, should she agree to take some time away from being such an amazing mom to their kids and actually accept a date with him, that he would have only the best people be on the lookout and basically keep the evil queen away from them should she ever come anywhere near them. So Prince Noel is proving to Nivia and to us that he's even more amazing than we thought he was, being super understanding of Nivia's circumstance and even wanting to help out a little bit with it. But yeah, it's kind of understandable that Nivia would not have told him who she was from the very start. She didn't really know him. It would be hard to trust somebody with a secret like that, especially if you knew that the evil queen was out to kill you. So it's really a sign of how much trust has really developed between Nivia and Noel at this point in time. But yeah, all the kids are in bed, and it looks like Nivia and Noel are having a little bit of time for romance. So all is right in Nivia's cottage for now.